In Dandadan world, there is different species. We have humans, spirits, and aliens. Today we are gonna explain every one of them. We will start with spirits, and we have 8 of them. The first spirit we saw is Turbo Granny. She is a well-known yokai that was previously within a tunnel located at Shono City until her confrontation with Momo and Okarun after having her powers sealed within Okarun, along with her consciousness being trapped inside a stuffed doll. Turbo Granny makes a deal with Momo to help Okarun find his Kintama in exchange for having her powers back. The major strength of Turbo Granny's extreme speed is that it enables her to traverse great distances. As noted by the yokai herself, she is able to maintain a consistent running speed even while turning, giving her an edge over faster vehicles, such as a train traveling at 120 km per hour. The next spirit is Acrobatic Silky. She was a yokai that had been stalking Ira Shiratori ever since she was a little girl. Her acrobatic ability enabled Acrobatic Silky to extend her hair to considerable lengths and wield it at will. Her hair could entangle anything in its vicinity, allowing her to capture and fling her opponents. Additionally, it aided her in traversing challenging landscapes. Acrobatic Silky was a woman who lost her daughter. I am not gonna say more about her. I recommend watching episode 7 to know everything about her background. It's really worth watching. Next we have Evil Eye. He is a yokai who has spent years bound to the Tsuchinoko sacrificial house. After possessing Gigi, the Evil Eye made it his goal to kill all humans he comes across. However, after becoming friends with Okarun through an exchange of fights, the Evil Eye makes a deal with him to only target him, thereby reducing his threat to the main cast. After possessing Gigi and gaining his incredible spiritual power, the Evil Eye becomes capable of summoning the grudges of those who were sacrificed by the Kito family. Once summoned, the Evil Eye can shape them into anything he wishes. These grudges, when shaped, become solid and resilient constructs that affect anything in the living world. We move to Reiko Kashima, also known as the Slit-Mouthed Woman, is a yokai that formerly resided in a ruined area in Kamigo City. After being bested by Momo, Reiko Kashima harbored a grudge against the girl and vowed to get revenge on her the next time they met. However, after observing her relationship with Okarun, Reiko Kashima let go of her resentment and changed her mind in finding a suitable partner. For attacking her enemies, Reiko Kashima can project parts of her body from her mirror to other mirrors or shards of glass within her vicinity as a portal. As a yokai, Reiko Kashima is able to perfectly mimic a person's voice to deceive her enemies. This becomes even more effective when combined with her mirror ability to sense people's emotions, as she can voice a person who her enemy has feelings for. The next one is Umbrella Boy. He is the younger brother of Onjizuma. Following his death, his spirit went on to become a yokai known as Umbrella Boy, whose powers is shared with Onji. Fairy Tale Card is a yokai sealed within Danmanra and the creator of the Cursed Trunks Inner World. The face card of the Fairy Tale Card has the ability to corrupt the minds of humans to take control of them. He possesses also the body manipulation ability to erase a human's mouth and eyes. The Fairy Tale Card was able to possess Onjizuma with his mind control and brought out the full potential of his Umbrella Boy powers. The Earthbound Spirit Crab is an earthbound spirit that was previously bound to a tunnel in Shono City. The Earthbound spirit came to be after several girls were murdered within a tunnel in Shono City. Some time ago, the Turbo Granny entered the tunnel to console the Earthbound spirit, since the spirit comprised of girls who died horribly, and the two came to fuse their beings together. Mai Kawabanga was the childhood friend of Rin Sawaki who had died from a car accident. Her spirit then went on to become an Onbusuman type yokai that was bound to Rin until it was cleansed by the family and became converted into a guardian spirit. Continuing to be by Rin's side, Mai makes it her goal to have her childhood friend become an idol. Now we will move to the aliens, and the first one is Serpo aliens. They are an entirely male alien race who come from planet Serpo in the Zeta Reticuli system. The Serpo possess psychic powers, allowing them to manipulate objects and people, exert shockwaves, create psychic fields, and manipulate brain waves, which is used to induce a state of physical arousal in abducted humans when preparing to extract their reproductive organs. By extending their hand forward, the Serpo can send out shockwaves strong enough to create craters on walls to attack their target. By combining their psychokinetic powers together, the Serpo are able to create a pressurized field that is able to nullify and subdue a human with yokai powers. Flatwoods monster is an alien and a UMA who was an associate of the Serpos. He possessed the ability to emit a noxious black mist from its mouth or any open wound from its body that caused nosebleeds to those who inhaled it. The effects of the mist is comparable to mustard gas. The Flatwoods monster was able to grow new pairs of legs from its back in order to keep itself upright if its body were to disintegrate as a result of its hands touching the ground. The Flatwoods monster is a famous incident of an alien encounter reported in West Virginia, USA in the 1950s. The Mandrill alien is an alien that attacks Momo and Okarun on school grounds after coming to Earth to collect test subjects. He is an alien with 300 IQ. The Mandrill came to Earth searching for test subjects. He can hit cans with immense speed and power that can destroy a whole building. But he has a big weakness, his brain. You can easily manipulate his IQ by taunting him how stupid he is, which Momo used against him and defeated him at the end. The Cur, a term dubbed by the Serpo, refers to a militaristic alien race who originate from the farthest reaches of space. Described as globalists, they have been actively seeking out planets within the galactic system to conquer. As invaders, the Cur are hostile, violent, and ruthless towards other races. From their perspective, the species of the planets they take over are primarily seen as being material for the creation of exosuits for them to wear and enjoy when utilized on the battlefield. Life forms who possess great capabilities are seen by the Cur as having the potential to become extraordinary exosuits that is highly valued. The Cur possessed a main force comprising of a fleet of spacecrafts, with the most prominent ship in the fleet being a large battleship. These spaceships were used during the invasion of Sumer, where they laid waste to the land. The Hastur is the leader of the Cur's advanced unit. He has the unique ability of carving out space as its main form of combat. The Hastur possesses its own dimension that stores whatever the wearer swipes away, with the suit's ability to carve out space. The storage space is located on the suit's back, from which everything that is sent is visible on the two large holes. The tail of the Hastur can be used as a weapon, as the tip is sharp enough to pierce through flesh, shown when the Hastur Kur impaled Bamora through her abdomen. TaKomeshi was an exosuit that was wielded by a Cur. The TaKomeshi is capable of hovering over the ground and staying up in the air after using its jet attachments. While not a flying type exosuit that allows for great mobility, the TaKomeshi possesses jet attachments on its sides that allows it to soar straight up to the sky. He has the ability to fire an anti-gravity beam from its cannon navel. The Sumerians are a race native to planet Sumer who heavily resemble the human race on Earth, with their sole unique feature being antennas adorning their heads. After Sumer was invaded by the Cur, the Sumerians ended up being on the verge of extinction, with Bamora being the sole surviving child of the race. Sumerians possess advanced weaponry when faced against enemies. Known weapons are guns that fire off laser beams. They also wear protective combat gear when out on the battlefield. Furthermore, they have the technological prowess to create a warp gate that can transport them to another planet, specifically Earth. Count Saint-Germain is a collector of everything that is related to the paranormal, with his main goal being to acquire Dandadan. While an affiliate of the Cour, he is currently working as the deputy head teacher and advisor of the History and Culture Research Club at Kami High, while under the assumed name Sanjomi. Count Saint-Germain has demonstrated to be highly skilled in wielding his sword, being able to execute Yaido, where he is capable of unsheathing his blade to slash his target and resheath it back in its scabbard in an instant. Count Saint-Germain carries knives that are capable of extracting powers from beings who possess some form of power. We are moving to the humans. We will not include humans with yokai powers, so let's go. First human is Momo, after forming a friendship with an occult fanatic at school named Ken Takakura, whom she nicknames Okarun, leads to her awakening her psychic powers and the latter losing his Kintama from being cursed by the Turbo Granny. Momo complies to help him find what he has lost and overcome any paranormal obstacles along the way. Momo's spiritual power grants her the ability to see and sense the auras of living and non-things around her. Along with the power to sense auras, Momo's spiritual power also grants her the ability to exert her influence over them to control the movements of living and non-things. Her psychokinesis manifests as two large hands, or a single link when merged, which are extendable and can latch onto the type of aura she perceives, allowing her to manipulate the target freely with her actual hands. Seiko Ayase. She is a well-known spirit medium who also goes by the name Santa Dodoria and the grandmother of Momo Ayase. While performing her duties, Seiko provides support to Momo and her friends as they become involved with spirits, aliens, and other paranormal activities. Seiko is capable of seeing spirits, such as earthbound spirits and yokai. She has the ability to borrow power from gods that reside within regions, with her main region being Kamikoshi City, where she lives. Kinta Sakata. He is a student at Kami High who later became one of Momo and Okarun's main allies whenever the two are faced with the paranormal. Kinta previously piloted a mecha Buddha construct of the Ayase house. After figuring out that the mecha could only be controlled through visualized movements, Kinta altered the first form of the mecha to have it more form-fitting for battle. In this form, the V-fin is changed to sunglasses. The robe is changed into a sleeveless G with a scarf draped over its shoulders and circular plates are placed on its hips. Ju is the school nurse of Kami High. She awakened the ability to see spirits after attending exorcisms and visiting various ominous locations with her students, who sought her guidance on spiritual matters. This also makes her one of the rare few who are able to enter empty space. Ju wields a baton as a weapon, which she primarily uses to strike her students if she catches any acts of bullying.